This is also a very important concept that you need to understand. Finding the average rate of change. Okay, so what is average rate of change? Average rate of change is the change in y over change in x. Now we use the same definition for slope, right? Change in y over change in x. But the difference is when you talk about slope, the function that you're dealing with is a linear equation or it's a line. And in this case, the graphs will not be aligned. For example, the graph that you see here, 3x squared minus 2, this is not a linear function. So even if a function is not linear, still there will be change in y over change in x, and that is what we call it as average rate of change. So how do we write this? Again, the meaning is the same. Average rate of change is change in y over change in x. So for example, if I assume x equals a is a point and x equals b is another point, the corresponding y value for that, we call it as f of a, and the corresponding y value for x equals b, we call it f of b. So the change in y is going to be f of b minus f of a over b minus a. The same thing with slope, we normally write it as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It is the same exact formula. Okay, so in this case, my given values for x equals 2, my f of 2 would be 3 times 2 squared minus 2. So 3 times 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12 minus 2, which would be 10. Same thing when x equals 4, my f of 4 would be 3 times 4 squared minus 2. Again, I can use my calculator also. I'm just showing it here. I can even plug in the same way, 3 times 4 squared minus 2, and that'll be 46. So my formula goes, if I write for this specific problem, I can write the average rate of change is f of 4 minus f of 2 divided by 4 minus 2. And we found f of 4 was 46, f of 2 was 10, over 4 minus 2, which is 2. So 46 minus 10 divided by 2. 46 minus 10 is, I know it's 36, but just wanted to show you the calculator things. Okay, 36 divided by 2. If I divide that by 2, I get 18. And yes, this is the answer. The average rate of change from this x value of x equals 2 to x equals 4 in this function f of x equals 3x squared minus 2 is 18.